Hi, young people. Welcome to Youth at the Crossroads at CAN TV. How are you all doing today? Let's take a step back. Let's breathe. Let's organize our thoughts. We discuss jobs, opportunities for you all. At 4:13 today, I had two disturbing text messages. Two texts at once. Two different people don't know each other. And it made me think for me to pass on to you all. When things come your way, stay focused. Deal with them as best you can. Contact people that can assist you, but stay focused on your goals. So, if your goal is to get a summer job, to graduate from high school, to go on to college, no matter how many disturbing text messages you get, how many disturbing emails, etc. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong for most of us. Work with them, work with the situations, regroup, and move forward. Okay? Everybody breathing? All right, let's get to work. So, we discussed your resume. We need to finish up your resume. You have your education. You have your employment history. You have your volunteer, community service, activities, hobbies. What are some of the things that you have done that you enjoy doing? Do you crochet? Do you knit? Do you, I don't know. What are different things that you can do that you enjoy doing? Reading, stuff that you may feel is corny. This helps other people get to understand who you are, okay? So, put that on your resume. What are your skills? Are you good on the computer, the calculator? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to speak a second language or 2, 3, or 4 languages? What are the skill sets that you have? I actually brought a resume today. A young person shared their resume with me. And I like that it has color on the resume. You may be able to see it from here. You see there's color on the side. You don't have to have that, and this paper is pretty heavy, so you paid a pretty penny for this. But what I found interesting about the resume is under the skills, he has proficient with Apple products. That blew my mind. But we have Apple stores. So if you are an iPhone user, an Apple anything consumer, and you know how to use those products, you need to put that on your resume also, because I have no idea how to use those items. So that means you're a step ahead, and you possibly qualify to work at their stores. So I think that's pretty cool. Go ahead and put that on your resume. So his resume is organized. So you wrote down the different categories and you're filling in what you want to do or what you want to have on your resume. So his is in the order of his objective. He says he wants to pursue a career in a company that will utilize my customer service skills and provide opportunity for advancement and growth within the company. That's what he chose to put on his. He has his education, his job experience, and then skills and achievements. So his high school that he's going to graduate from next month is listed. It says experience. Then underneath he has his various jobs that he just had recently. And then he has bullet points for his skills. So you organize your resume that fits your life. You want to hit people with that power punch with everything that is great about you instantly. So if you're not too happy about your school, then bring up your skills. Have your skills category listed first, and then put the different categories. Make sure that when someone picks up your resume, everything is easy to see. So objective, education, experience, skills, and achievements, those should be the same font, and they should be large letters so the eye can instantly find those points on the resume, okay? And then you have bullet points. So you see color on the side here. His bullet points match this color. Now, if you don't have color on your resume, that's fine. But your bullet points or an asterisk, use something to separate your different points, okay? And usually under your the job title, so you have that you worked at, let's say, T-Mobile. So you worked at T-Mobile, you put the month and the year that you worked there. What was your responsibility? So quickly list those things on there. All right? So, you ready? That's your resume. Print it up, read over it, have someone look at it. I'm available to you. You know how to find me. You can email me. You can call me. If you email, you can email the resume. I can look over it. My team and I can review it. And I'll also have it on hand if I need to pass it on after I understand what your skills are and after we meet, okay? So, One Summer Chicago is up, live, and ready to go. Do you know the website for it? You type in onesummerchicago.org. Get to the website and click on Apply Summer Jobs. They have the application available for you to print. That way you can read it, see what the questions are, and take your time and write on it. That written application is not permitted. You have to apply online. So I printed out the application so that I can see what they're asking you on here, but you're not going to be able to submit this, okay? So it looked like it's straightforward, straight to the point. Your name, they ask for the address that you're going to use over the summer so that they can help you find a job closer to the address where you are. They're asking for an alternate contact, so if it's a relative or someone, put it on there. They're asking for your background and information. On the second page, or maybe consider the third page, they are asking you to describe any ADA accommodations you will need to participate in this program. ADA stands for Americans with Disability Act, okay? So if you have any needs, that's there, but that is what ADA stands for, Americans with Disability Act. You're able to check off there if you need any services. It's asking about your current education status. It's asking about your school. It asks about your future plans and some things about being a part of One Summer Chicago before and everything. I suggest that you click on it so that you can print it, you can review it. It's asking for Social Security numbers. It's asking for residential information. Read over this prior to clicking on it and applying. And I don't recommend that you complete any application through your phone. I don't care how high tech it is, how large the screen is. Do not do any applications over your phone. A survey, okay, but not an application, okay? Because the phone can go out, the screen is not, doing what it needs to do, and you may be missing some things. There's been times I tried to complete things on my phone, and the way that the phone is set up and the way that the application or the setting is set up, you can't get to the next button or the send button. So get to the library to use the computer. Now you're still in school, get to the computer in school and print the application now. But get it done so that you can read it and review it. There's some questions on here. They're not hard. I don't believe that they're hard or that you won't understand it, but take time to go through it, write on it, and so that you can collect more information, okay? And that goes for any application that you want to use. You want to know beforehand what is being asked of you, and that way you can find information, okay? Do you have your social security card? You should have your ID, your school ID, a state ID if you're driving already. That's great. Your driver's license. Those are the things that you should have with you. This plastic thing that I brought today would be a great example of how you can carry it. It actually has some cool little pockets in there. I don't know if you all can see this. It looks, yeah, it has some pockets back here where you can have business cards in here if you collect some business cards. But your ID and your social security card will fit great in there. And I put a pen in here. So this is an example of what you could have ready to go. Put your resume in there. Put a few copies of your resume. You get your ID in there. Never go anywhere without a pen, young people. Your cell phone can even be dropped in here, so you don't have to carry anything else. Put everything in here, a pen, a few resumes. If you have a portfolio, that may be a separate booklet, but it may be small. Put everything in here. This has a little latchet where, you know, you can get enough stuff in here. And then you can close it up. And that way you're traveling simple. You have everything and you look really professional, okay? Never go anywhere without a pen, young people, okay? Take a pen with you. And have some scrap paper in here so that you can write down some questions, okay? So this is an example of what you can travel with when you're heading into an interview or you're going for a job fair. You're going to collect some information. They may give out some bags there, but you are ready with resumes, your portfolio, or there's some pictures. If you're a photographer, you're interested in photography, you can have some examples of your pictures in here. Go to our local stores or the Walgreens, our FedEx, Kinko's. They'll assist you in printing your pictures and creating a portfolio for yourself so that you can carry an example of your work, okay? I mean, nice, organized, and pretty savvy, okay? All right, so applications online, young people. Take your time, read through clearly what it is they're asking. Have you all worked on your emails? I see here in the One Summer Chicago application or on their information page, they offer for you to click on this link to make an appropriate email address for yourself. And you know, we spoke about that. You should do that. Make sure you do not have an inappropriate email account. Nobody wants to know sizes of your body parts, how much you smoke. That should not describe you in your email account. Something at gmail.com. No. First name dot last name at gmail.com or whoever search engine you want to use, or an initial dot last name at something.com. Please create a separate email. And I told you my experience. The CPS email addresses have not been working for me. So if you're only using a CPS email address, please create a separate email for taking care of business, okay? Use your CPS for school, working with your teachers, but those email addresses have not worked for me in the past few years for me to contact young people and working with them. So please use some other engine to create your email account, okay? I recommend that you read through the applications and then read through the applications on one day and then go the next day to complete it. So that way you're seeing everything that's needed beforehand, okay? Do you have the Social Security card? Do you know where your birth certificate is? Don't walk around the city with all of these things. You do not want to lose your birth certificate. You do not want to lose your ID. And you do not want to lose anything else. Those things are hard to come by, and you don't have to pay for it. It's not free. But get those things together. When you start a job, they're going to want a copy. Take a copy, make a copy of those items, okay? You may ask why. It's the process. Social Security numbers, if they don't have your social, they're not able to pay you, okay? So it's not just, oh, I'll just give you my number. My mom told me what it is. No, it's not that simple. You actually have to take the card in. When you get your card, it should not be laminated. It should not be bent up and just torn. And if it is, use it for this one day, and then you need to go to the Social Security office and get you a new one, okay? Your ID, Social Security, birth certificate, okay? Start working on knowing where those things are. You don't have to walk out the house with them every day. Just make sure that you know where they are, because you're going to need them for employment, okay? Again, things are going to happen in your life. I told you how my afternoon started. 2 text messages at once, okay? I could have broke down. I could have I can't do this. I can't go on. I just can't do it. But where would that lead me in helping others? Okay? Sometimes you do need to take a step back and regroup. But regrouping, and then you move forward, okay? And I know that there are some devastating things happening in your lives. Regroup, assist in helping in the situation if you're able to. If you're not able to help, make the necessary phone calls. Who is able to help? The bottom line is you want to work. You want to move forward. You want to graduate from high school. You want to graduate from college. If those are your goals, then no matter what happens, you have to move forward. You have to get out the bed. You have to proceed. And yes, I know there are some crazy things going on in everybody's lives. You may call and say, you just don't understand. Nothing's going right. I know. I can imagine. But what is your goals? Okay? And sometimes you may have to turn off your phone just to get some rest, just so that you can regroup and process what it is that you want to do. I like to use the notepad in my cell phone to jot down some things. Each note can have its own sheet, and you can go to the next one for something else. And then you can go back and add more ideas. Jot some things down, either within your phone, your tablets, or go old school. Get a tablet, get a piece of paper, okay? Write your stuff down. If you're struggling with being in environments that are not encouraging you, keeping you motivated, something that I used to teach my students was to create, you have a memory book, or you may have a memory board, or you may have your wish list. So those are things that you can do that keep you motivated. It works for some people, okay? But you may not want to be as elaborate, because whenever someone sees it, they're like, oh, you never gonna be that. You ain't never gonna, you ain't. You get tired of hearing that, okay? So I recommend that you get a sheet of paper, or plain piece of paper, instruction paper, but make sure it's clear. And I say, I don't know, fold it into a square, cut it out if you're creative and artistic. And on that paper, on one side or both sides, it doesn't matter, put a picture or a word that reminds you of where you're headed. and what your goal is. It doesn't have to say the name of your college. It doesn't have to say or list that car you know you're going to buy with your summer funds. But this image on this piece of paper reminds you every day of what you're working towards. So while the you ain't never going to be is going on in the background, or you always this, that, and the other, while that's happening over here, every day when you see this piece of paper, this image, or whatever it may be for you, you remember what you're working towards. Now, maybe you could put this in your mirror. You go put it there. Maybe you need to fold it smaller so that it's in your wallet. Or you could put it inside your drawer. Every time you open your drawer, you see it. Put it somewhere where it's daily. It's a daily occurrence. Your eye is always falling on this. So that while that is always happening in the background, you're always being reminded where you're going. Okay? Because those text messages of what's happening in the streets is going to come. Those text messages of what's going on in your family is going to come. But you cannot fall apart and forget what you're working towards. Okay? So you have your resume. Get to Kinko's, the FedEx, counselor's office, teacher's office, print it out. And if you print it in their office, but go to Walgreens, CVS, Office Depot, and you may purchase the heavier paper, print the resume in the office, take that get the paper, and you may need to go somewhere else to print your resume onto it. Okay? But keep pushing through. All right, young people? No matter what, you're going to do great things, but you first have to believe it and stay encouraged. Because that stuff in the background, it may not ever end. But you don't have to stay there and continue listening to it, because you're going to graduate, you're going to move out, you're going to get your own place. But you need money in order to pay those bills. So let's start with the summer job. Let's move on to graduating from school, getting those degrees if you so choose, or you're going for a trade, getting those certificates in, piling up, you're building up your portfolio. You're always doing something. Our city colleges have programs. You do not have to be in school for the rest of your life. If you don't like school, that's understandable. There are programs where you can go and build up your skills, because an employer wants to know, well, what did you do after you graduated? Oh, well, I've been taking classes at our city college. I have this certificate in this, that, and the other. Oh, here are the certificates. It's a part of your portfolio. It proves that you know the area that you say you want to work in. Do not think just sitting at home on your butt, flipping channels, is going to get you a job. You may find the job on the TV, but you need to get out there and work on it. You need to rebuild yourself yearly. All right, young people? So, if you need to find us, you know where we are, youthatthecrossroads.org. Our phone number is 312-479-5900. My email is Miss Keisha at youthatthecrossroads.org. If you need to send us anything in the mail, 4601 South Cottage Grove, Unit 53118, Chicago, Illinois, 60653. That is only for mailing. Don't think you're going to show up and see us. You're not. Contact us if you need us. You can send me your resume, but I expect to be able to shake your hand. I'm not just going to forward your resume to anybody. At the end of your One Summer Chicago application, years past, you received a confirmation number. When people say, send me a young person, they ask for that confirmation number. So read clearly when you finish. See if they do that this year, okay? Young people, let's get it together. Love you all. See you next week. Bye-bye.